back to another electrifying episode of Belsodfah, where we dive deep into unique stories, talents, and passions shaping our world. It's your hosts, Saeed and Mazen. Today we're turning up the volume and tuning into the beats, vibes, and rhythms of DJing in Egypt. We'll explore a really unique journey of a DJ who's trending in the Egyptian music scene.
So, get ready to vibe with us and discover. قلت لك البتاعة دي بتقف. Make it fast.
اهي استنى اهو هي وقفت عليك يلا.
والله بص, it's moving really slow. When he finished his part, I'm like, now what? It's still in his part.
We said you were gonna pause and start عادي ما هو هيقطعها. Welcome back to another electrifying episode of Belsodfah, where we dive deep into unique stories, talents, and passions shaping our world. It's your hosts, Saeed and Mazen. Today we're turning up the volume and tuning into the beats, vibes, and rhythms of DJing in Egypt. We'll explore a really unique journey of a DJ who's trending in the Egyptian music scene.
So, get ready to vibe with us and discover what's behind the decks. Joining us on this episode, none other than the incredibly talented Sherry El Killanny, as known as that girl Sherry K. Hi Sherry, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.
I'm excited.
Thank you so much. Well, before we dive in, we know that you've been celebrating your 1-year anniversary as a DJ. So congratulations on that.
Yeah.
How does it feel 1 year كده?
I don't know. It's really strange. It feels like it was yesterday. Like it just flew by really quickly. I got thrown into this. Like it was a whirlwind and an epic one. I don't think I've given myself a chance to sit and really reflect on what this journey has been and what's coming up. But it's been really fun. Like I can't complain. I've been having a blast.
So what got you into DJing?
So I used to DJ when I was in high school. Like that was a long time ago. I'm not going to say numbers because I'm not
لا عادي مش عايزين نعرف الأسئلة دي مالناش دعوة بيها.
When I was in high school, I used to DJ with my best friend Ashiba. We played in the summer together at Kiki's. We started because we loved music. So we were hustlers when we were kids as well. Like we would make mixtapes, sell them in school, CDs, and burn music. So we were always really just into discovering music and finding music and being in that world. And she used to sing. So it was just the natural progression was we would play at friends' parties and whatever. And then it turned into really DJing school dances and parties and I don't know what. And then I got into university and got into more of the management side of events as opposed to being on the front side of the partying. I don't know. I can't remember why I stopped. I think I got burnt out. مش فاكرة. Or I like the idea of managing it all and you know. And then life happened. I went into work and we have an agency and we have a media entity, Scoop Empire, and just our own event management company and all this. So like 20 years passed. Now people are going to do the math, I know. And it was Jazz who's sitting behind the camera. It's birthday. Yeah. Wow. And Sabrina, my best friend, who's my partner in these companies, she was getting married as well. And they're like, I was sitting and complaining. I'm like, guys, I feel like I'm getting old and I'm not motivated and I don't know what, and I need something creative and I need an outlet. Yes. So Sabrina went and bought me the little CDJ decks and she's like, find your passion again, figure it out, you know, like figure yourself out again, see what it is, because I want you to play at my wedding. So I was like, لا مستحيل. Like I haven't done this in a really long time. It's like, you play music for us all the time off of your phone. You might as well just do it for us. So I started practicing and all of this. And then Jazz was like, okay, you've been practicing enough. My birthday is this week. And yalla, first gig. Taban, I was like in panic mode. called up all my DJ, because I know them, I called up all my DJ friends. I was like, you guys need to give me a crash course on how to do this in front of people, you know, like what am I doing and how am I doing? We literally went to rec room like days before, practice everything, and then it just took off from there.
Amazing. So, okay, I guess a lot of that happened بالصدفة. بالضبط. So obviously our show is called بالصدفة. So I want to ask you, do you believe in coincidence?
No.
No.
I believe everything's written and is supposed to happen when it's meant to happen. And it all takes its time whenever it's supposed to reappear or whatever path, there's a reason for everything. This is my...
True.
يعني what's meant for you is meant for you. The قدرك, you know, it'll come to you. Might have not been the time at the time when I was doing it. Now might be the time. ما أعرفش. هنشوف. We're gonna see where this takes me.
I mean, I think it's really
working well, yeah.
Really well. يعني,
Yeah, when I was with Giorgio 2 days ago, he was like, yeah, I want Sherry to play in my story. She was like, yeah.
I'm playing on Tuesday.
Yeah, really? خلاص?
Oh, really?
You're going on
Wow,
Tuesday?
okay.
يا خلاص يا we're coming,
Definitely,
yeah, sure.
definitely.
انت ما كملتش السؤال.
لا ما هي خلاص.
يا ابني ما
أصلاً she
تعرفنيش
said-
يا ابني.
She said she doesn't believe in coincidence.
بس اكيد في حاجه حصلت لها بالكوينسيدنس.
ما يعني انا ما كملتش عشان هي ردت خلاص.
بس فكر فيها يعني لو at the end of the day you meet each other for a reason, you enter in each other, like me and you met how many years ago and how do we reconnect now? You know what I mean? There's هو مش صدف يعني I believe في الترمينولوجي بالصدفة بس الحياة مش صدفة.
We can translate it in the sense of الصدفة دي حصلت لسبب ما.
Agreed. Maybe. Yani, I believe that maybe them planting the seed and Jazz's birthday happening at the time that it happened. And then, yes, exactly. It dragged the rest of the storyline for sure. But do sodaf happen? I really believe what is meant for you is written for you, regardless.
بعد كده بسأل الأسئلة زي ما هي. ما تقعدش بقى تفتن دماغك. اوكي.
طب يا باشا خش على السؤال.
Okay, your music style بقى. Okay, what influenced you? Why you're taking that direction?
What is my style? This is a question I ask myself all the time.
What's your style?
Because I think there's a really heavy weight on DJs' shoulders. Okay, look, a lot of DJs are probably going to be mad that I, after 1 year, are speaking on behalf of DJs. You know what I mean?
For us as people, like going to an event or going to a restaurant, the main factor is who's going to be
Entertainment,
playing.
100%.
Exactly.
I agree. I believe in two things. A DJ is there to make the crowd happy. Can you have your style and your taste? For sure. Should you enforce that based on where you are? Either choose the venue where you're playing and know what you're going to and the type of people you're going to. This is my personal opinion as well. Somebody who enforces a certain genre or a certain style على الناس, I'm not about. Like I will leave, you know, as somebody who's attending an event. لا, read the crowd. لو الناس مش بترقص.
Techno. Yeah, Saeed, whenever we go somewhere.
Exactly.
Because that's not fair on the DJ that you go to a techno event and say,
That's what I tell them all the time.
هو بقى
I
يجي معانا على طول ممكن he's like يلا بقى بالظبط قرفان مننا كلنا فاهم ليه انت جيت ليه
انا ما بروحش اصلا عشان ما يتقاليش الجمله دي جيت ليه انا ما باجيش اصلا عشان I know that I enjoy music يعني I like to go to an event where I can sit down people cater to me مش عارف
انت عايز تتدلع.
بالظبط I don't want to go
واحد
rave and jump and stand for hours
اسمع بفايلين قاعد جنبه مش
يا عم
كده.
ماشي yeah Michelin star chef cooking a meal for me that's who I
I
am
believe this is nice for, like, there's something for every occasion. You know what I mean?
بالظبط.
And for me, it's about reading the room, which is very key. Like, this is the pressure I put on myself. If I'm taking on the responsibility to provide the entertainment for a certain venue, and I've taken that responsibility on, then I should be eclectic enough to be able to please. I don't have to please everybody. Not everybody's going to be happy. Impossible. Yani, in a room of 500 people, 1,000 people, 200 people, you won't be able to please everybody. But to get the majority to have fun. Finesse, and this goes across all sizes of DJs, large and small, it's an enforced kind of thing. I think on the larger DJ scale, طبعا if you're going to Solomon, you know what Solomon's about. ما تروحش لسولomon وتقول أنا بكرهه. يعني because أنت الراجل في كل حتة you can simple just YouTube هيقول لك ولا ده هيبقى ستايلك ولا لا. بس for the mid-range, smaller DJs, however you want to position them, لا, it's your job to make people have fun. You are there to entertain. This is extremely key.
And I can tell you are entertaining everyone. I remember a video for you on Brasserie, the brunch.
Yeah.
Everyone was jumping. It was like everyone was jumping. Everyone is happy. It's the vibe, yes.
I do this because I enjoy music.
Next to you, your friends. I think your friends are the support, the backbone. You're like
always gonna be there, right? You know what I mean? Like هم أكيد زهقوا مني وزهقوا من كمل events وبتاع.
وش زهقتي؟ لا
manages me now. Like it's forced on her as well. Like there's an element of she's like, we have another event. I'm like, yes, we do. Like,
And I feel like the fact that you really love music, زي ما انت ما بتقولي, it allows you to read the room, allows you to read the.
and I have such an eclectic taste in music. Like I could listen to rock music, I can listen to things from like the 70s and 60s. I could listen to house, listen to tech. Like I find myself, and pre all of this, I'm always looking for music. So I'm gonna play it for people or for myself. My natural habit is always looking for new music. It's something in me since I was a kid, you know? So this has always been embedded in me. What is my style? I think, like I was telling you, I think there's a very heavy weight on DJs having a very specific genre. Yeah. You don't have to have a genre. Yeah. You know what I mean? Why are we putting these? It's like putting a label on yourself. Why do I have to be labeled a house DJ? What if today I feel like playing Afro house and this is what everybody's vibing with and this is what I'm feeling and whatever? I like really dirty techie music. But you don't have to be a trendy DJ, but you have to be smart enough to تاخد الناس معاك on a journey وتاخدهم من الحتة اللي هم they're close, they like the music, what it is that they're familiar with, and then you can take them somewhere else. Like I've seen DJs that I've never even heard of and then fell in love with, they took me on a journey. And these would be in random clubs, in random places in the world, like never even heard of them. They start somewhere and they take you somewhere else completely. It's fun. It's a journey. You know what I mean? It comes out like Anna, my love is dirty techie beats. I love that. But not everybody's gonna like that. You know what I mean? It has a very specific sound, location, and even بالعكس أنا بزعل that I've been pigeonholed in a certain space and I'm unable to play that now. You know what I mean? I'm like, guys, give me a chance to play this for you because this is what I like, you know? But
I guess you can find a way to like give people what they want but also do it in your way somehow.
Yeah.
You'll find like a song that's really, for me, remixed in a really fun way, the way I like it, but it's familiar to people, so هيقبلوها and then they'll start enjoying it. And if I see you enjoying yourself, that natural energy that gets spread, we're all human. We read energy. So if I see you behind the decks, مش طايق نفسك or whatever, and you're just doing this as a job, just to get paid or whatever it is, the energy reflects on the crowd in front of you.
100%. I feel like that's with like every professional job. As long as you do it with love, it shows across your work.
You're right.
طب the DJ importance السؤال ده مش هنا اوكي عشان فاكره remember when remember when I called you for his birthday تمام when I sent you the picture is it fine to the DJ to be up between the visuals?
Yes, I
Thank
remember
you.
that.
هو بقى كان in his vision, in his view, it's like the DJ مش لازم يبقى in the middle.
In this past year, I've had the experience of playing like literally with everybody around you, like Brasserie or Rec Room or whatever, and playing on stage. I hate the stages. Like even now, one of the questions I ask when people, where am I standing? Where are you putting me? Because there's such a disconnect when you put the DJ or whatever. I'm not a band. You know what I mean? I'm not Adele. I'm not singing to you. We're interacting with each other. We're vibing. You know what I mean? So don't put me up here and not be able to interact. I can't even really see what people are feeling. You know what I mean? And I'm very empathetic in terms of the energy I read as well. So I'm trying to read the energy and I'm unable to. You know what I mean? It creates a disconnect. Put me in the middle of people, we're gonna have a blast. You know, and that's why even when you called me, told you don't put it up. Yeah.
She was like, she was.
Yeah, he told me and
Uh,
he explained the point and it made sense, to be honest. أنا مش يعني he's more integrated in this scene than I am, honestly. I'm not.
هو
Yeah, exactly.
هو لا بقى عادي. مش تقول لا مش عادي. لا.
Look, هو بيحصل يعني at the end of the day there, but again not Avicii, you know, like يعني you could put Avicii and people are there because it's almost a concert, you know, but it's not.
That's the thing. I'm seeing these videos and I see these examples and I think
parties and whatever, and
I think it's fine, so that's why. But I get the point now, to be honest. It makes so much sense.
the better, at least for me.
Yeah. طب talking about the big parties تمام السيت اب اللي بيتعمل these days اللي هو الدي جي and then the backstage and then the lounge backstage and then standing backstage
وما فيش حد قدام.
ايه الفن لا بجد انا مش شايفها حلوه
Everyone wants to be
يعني I
like
prefer to
DJ.
go back لزمان اللي هو lounges on the right كده شايف الفينيو standing VIP on يعني okay we can have like VIP backstage like
It's so funny. I don't know what happened. The shift in people's mentality for them to feel there's a coolness in standing. By the way, I fall victim to this. When my friends are DJing or whatever, I want to stand next to them. There's this element of wanting to be on top of them, literally, you know. But
you can have just few people okay like 10 lounges around بس كله يبقى مليان ورا اللي هو
by the way, the sound is horrible in the back. Yani, all of the sound mastering that gets done on these tracks, you lose the value of it.
not living the experience اصلا they can't see any visuals
Yeah.
they are the backdrop اصلا they are
Remember
the
that
back.
concert we went to?
Which one?
في الساحل. كان فيه الفيجوالز كلها وما كانش
ايوه
في
ما
حد
حدش شايف
قدام.
حاجه
You're not even seeing the visuals.
Yeah. And it's
يعني at the pyramids most of them backstage ورا اصلا
بالظبط.
اكبر من قدام اللي هو انت بتعملوا ايه
and the value of backstage يعني خلاص راحت ما there's
Look, I think
3-4 categories of backstage.
because I grew up with non-digital world and in the digital world and seeing both sides. That when you go to a place like Ibiza pre-social media and seeing how people were dancing and how in the moment they're, by the way, this is a release, right? The body shakes off negative energy when it dances. It is an actual psychological process. So when you're dancing and you're moving, you're releasing. If you're on your phone the whole time just trying to capture a moment which nobody, you and everybody else will see, I get it. It's good for marketing on the other end. Hail, but on one side, you're not in the moment. You're not experiencing the music. You're behind the DJ. You're not hearing the music the way it's supposed to be heard because they never set up the backstage with the same kind of sound output that the front gets. I would love, but I mean, my opinion probably means nothing in these kind of things, for the venue to be forward. حط الفي اي بي على الجنب، حطه ورا، حطه قدام، خلي الناس في البيت. بس مش لازم كل حد يبقى لازق في ظهر دي جي والمكان قدام فاضي او مليان بس still يعني في disconnect. You're supposed to mix with people, you know.
Thank you عشان كنت نفسي اسال السؤال ده بصراحه.
أنا I agree with you on this, but it's become a trend. It's being spoken about, honestly. Maybe a shift will happen, but I don't know if it'll. By the way, keep in mind when you see these videos, the DJs are getting harassed. It's not. They're doing a job. So no, it's not. It's not fun. And you're worried about drinks being spilt on the decks and the mixers and whatever. And people are pushing you and you're stuck and you're trying to get a job done. And at the end of the day, yes, you're having fun, but I just saw a video with, I think it was Anne Me. في واحدة حاطة تليفونها في وشه. She's trying to take a selfie and she's on top of it and you can look, he's really uncomfortable, you know, but it is the setup of the event.
طب انت شايفة where is Egypt going with this music scene? Do you think we're like at some point going to be able to compete with the music scene?
But I guess it's competing already, so it is competing.
Yeah. I want to hear her.
ما هو ماليش. It is competing.
يا عم انا قلت لا ماليش في الحاجات دي وما حاجه جايبينها ليه يعني ما اكيد ماليش في الحاجات دي.
We're on a global level, خلاص. يعني I have like a Sheba, like I was telling you, she plays all over the world and the biggest festivals and Tomorrowland and all of this stuff. People even, she's very big in South America, sorry. People know about Egypt there. Like Egypt's a destination for wanting to party and the DJs know about it. Sahel, we're on par with Ibiza and Mykonos. Yani, there's the trifecta, khalas, has been created when these DJs are moving around. Egypt is put into the map. Yani, it is part of their tour.
A lot of my friends in Lebanon and in the US, they all want to come and they came to the the one that you went to in the pyramids.
Kind music.
Kind music. على طول they're always watching.
I think Egypt needs to get more organized. This is my opinion. Yani, I think of it from a marketing perspective for the country that I love, in my home. We're doing horrible marketing. We're doing ourselves a disservice. We're spending millions to bring these acts and do these events and do them at the pyramids, and then we're giving horrible on-ground experiences. And if we're bringing these kind of names that are bringing, and this is no offense to any organizer, عشان محدش يزعل مني, but if we're bringing these kind of names, this is our reputation to the world. It's not the organizer's reputation, this is the country's reputation. And it's horrible. Yani, people will come once and they'll never come again. You want return tourism. زي ما الناس بتروح ميكونوس every summer, بيروحوا إيبيزا 15,000 مرة, بيروحوا سان تروبي مليون مرة. They go skiing every winter because they know the DJs are going to be there. We want to be a return destination, not a one-hit wonder. And once you ruin this reputation, it's going to be hard to bring. You might bring the DJs because they're getting paid, but people aren't going to come.
No, and these DJs are really big. These events, people are flying in, so you don't have just Egyptians who are used to this experience.
You can't just hit one at the door for 15 hours.
Experience.
You can't طلع كلاب عليهم. This is on a government level too. It's why يعني whatever is happening, the organization really needs to be pristine. I don't know how. I know there's a lot of difficulties in making it, but we will get to that point. I would hope we get to that point before we start doing really big events again.
And overselling.
Talking about
like,
that side, it's really hard to convince him to go to a techno party or event. Okay, in North Coast that summer, okay, كان في Adriatic. That event.
God.
Remember what happened on the gate?
Oh my God.
It was like
the one time I actually gave in and decided to go. The one time.
Literally, we decided to go at like 12. Okay, we had the invitations. We're like chilling at home by the pool, doing nothing. I was like, "Yalla, let's go." Our friends are going. It's like, "Let's go." He was like, He doesn't want to annoy me. He's like, "يلا, okay, خلاص, يلا نروح."
أنا رايح أحصل على نفسي ليمونة كده كده.
رحنا. هو كان بعيد. It was like far. إحنا في مارينا. ساعة ونص ولا ساعتين driving. كان بعيد. كان في حتة مش فاكر فين. رحنا هناك going to the VIP gate. لا بيضربوا الناس وقافلين الجيت.
And you don't have a ticket, right? As in a normal. Do not go to the door and fight to get in. You know what I mean? يعني don't. It's not right. And for whatever reason, your ticket isn't working. You're not able to get to the door or whatever. لو انت في اي بلد تاني and this happens, you're going to go through the normal steps of going back to the organization, the company, the whatever, getting refunded. It sucks you didn't get into the party, but it's not the first and last party of your life. We don't have to break things and go to war. And you know what I mean? This is what happened at the pyramids. This is what happened there.
لا وبرضه في مشكلة overselling. They don't understand the topic of it's sold out. يعني خلاص if it's sold out, it's sold out. هاجي يعني هاجي. برضه the people who are the organizers, they're also selling overselling.
You'll find another new wave every day.
with different prices, backstage, early access, late access, ومش عارف ايه.
To be fair, because having been on event side and just us, all of us have traveled and stuff, you do get waves, you know what I mean? It's just, but there needs to be a capacity, and this capacity needs to come from some kind of entity, legal entity that sets that capacity, like anywhere else in the world. You have a capacity for the place. After that, it becomes a hazard. You get fined, whatever it is. This will set the boundaries for everybody. You know what I mean? We're wrong on all sides. Yes, it's great. You're going to make more money, but then there could be a musiba. Be it, or on the other end, you're going to have an issue, a security issue that the government's going to have to deal with. It's a two-sided sword that needs to be, like, the entities all need to sit with each other and create some union. I don't know what the solution is, but they do this abroad in cities that have a lot of events and stuff like that. They create a union, they set structure, they set some kind of goal, you know what I mean, like rules, regulations. وخلاص يعني بالعكس. And if you sell out an event, it's good. You don't need to push for more.
Make another event. If there's a lot of demand, just like what happened with Coldplay. It was one concert.
And then they opened like 4 nights.
Exactly.
But the way I went, it was like لا ما كانتش crowded. يعني واقف لو لا مش الناس مش داخله في بعض ما كانش في
مشاكل. And you went to the
issues.
most crowded day, by the way.
I went the first day.
That was the most crowded.
لا لا وكانت لذيذه انه هو قاعد مش مخنوق مش لا
That's another thing. You don't want to go out and not be able to move and not be able to get service on your table or on at your bar.
Like food stalls and drinks and stuff, and if I move, I'm not coming back. فينفع. فلا.
It's true.
طيب, so let's dream for a while. If you were gonna think about one venue or one country, where do you want to perform next?
I would say some kind of festival that's like what I picture in my head is very lush, very jungly, somewhere in the Far East. I want to say Ibiza, but I don't want to play in a club. Like I want to play in a really cool after party in Ibiza. You know what I mean? Just because again, I like intimate.
Yes.
For me, that is the vision. I've just the people, like a couple hundred people around you. Everybody's vibing, everybody's having blast. I would be I'm مش هقول لا لو a huge club gives me an opportunity. But the ideal situation for me, I think, is that. And it's on my vision board. I'm gonna manifest it.
Inshallah.
Yeah.
one day
And we'll be there.
yeah
We'll be
Oh my
there.
God,
Yes, because you manifested it
Yes.
now live in the show, so we're gonna be there.
عندك.
Backstage. Backstage technology. ايوه.
اوكي في connection كده these days ما بين التكنو parties اوكي و people just taking pill and just holding bottle
You want to get me in trouble, huh?
No, not really.
بس بجد
What
صح؟
do you think of that?
I think a very negative connection has been made between having to listen to this kind of music requires this kind of substance. It doesn't. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to tell people what's right or wrong. كل واحد حر في نفسه يعني بس music's music. If you like music, you're going to hear it regardless. Something might amplify it for you, but it doesn't. I think we're consumers as a society. The greed is everywhere, even in the consumption. Everything is really intense. So I believe in moderation for everything. That's my take on it. But I don't think this is where the correlation has to be made that this type of music means this at all. Because a lot of events now abroad are sober parties, super sober parties with this kind of music. Like they don't drink, they don't do anything, and it's a sober party and people are having a blast.
ما عندناش
Yeah, ما هي دي
it's
الفكرة
not
في
there.
مصر.
لا بالظبط
Yeah.
احنا في بري درينك
Usually these parties go on till the morning وحاجات كده
Because there's something amplifying
Yeah.
energetically everything. Again, to each his own. But I just don't like that this is where the connection is drawn because it's given a bad name and a bad rep. And that music.
A lot of families are scared to send like their people to these parties and there's age restrictions ومش عارف ايه عشان الحاجات
لا كده
دي.
كده في
يبقى في age restrictions في البارز في parties, so like a venue or a rave there should be يعني because you're susceptible, you're young, you're susceptible to anything. You don't want a kid يتسحل وهو صغير or تتسحل. You want at least when they're older and they're able to make proper decisions that you want to try something, go ahead, try it, but do it in moderation, not become an addict, I guess, in that sense.
So what is one of your biggest challenges that you faced in like being a DJ in Egypt?
How bad would it say if there were none?
No, not at all.
فانت it's really nice.
But why do you think that there was none? Like, because I believe that that's like just the case for her. So I'm pretty sure. No.
No, yeah, I think so. I think it's I worked in this industry for a really long time. You know, I was just having this conversation before I came here. I was like, a lot of people I hear from other people that a lot of people in the industry are frustrated by this like astronomical jump that happened. I didn't ask for it. I like music. I like to be
Everyone wants you to play.
And a lot. Keep in mind, I've been working in this industry for a really long time. My connections with the venue owners, the promoters, the DJs are my friends. You know, like maybe the newer generation that's coming out where I'm growing with them. You know what I mean? So I'm one of them. But they used to DJ my events. A lot of them started with us at our events. You know, so I've been in this industry for so long that داخلة with that upper hand غصب عني, not because of anything, you know. When this happened and people started having fun, all of the venue owners who are my friends or all of the DJs started recommending like, let's play with Sherry or whatever, because it's working. It's a working formula for whatever reason. It is. I started with being very strict and setting rules for myself. Like, I'm only going to play once a month. And then it became like...
that we have to events.
Yeah, but because keep in mind, I don't want to burn out. Not even can name to people or whatever. I don't want to burn out for myself. I took this as a creative outlet for myself. I work every single day. I'm working 24/7 unless my eyes are shut. So for me to do this at night or whatever, and then to wake up and have to be fresh and deal with my teams and deal with my general life and everything, and take care of myself and my mental health and my fitness and my life and my family and all this, مش هقدر. Yeah, something's going to have to give, you know what I mean? I started with, I'm only going to do once a month, and then طبعا once a month راح في 60 داهية, and then it became, I'm going to only do once a week, and then that went. I'm trying to just be conscious about what I'm taking on with myself, not because أنا بتنطط على أي حد or I think I'm better than, it's just for me.
Keeping it fun.
Because I don't want this to be a job. 100%. The moment this becomes a job for me, I'm exiting the scene. And this is not my job. This is my creative, my fun moment that I give to myself, the 2-3 hours that, and then exit, you know, like that's what's key for me.
Okay. Talking about annoying people while you're performing. Tell us something that happened that really annoyed you from one of the people attending the event, or
You know what I'm thinking.
I'm sure there's tons of stories.
This one I can't tell because it's going to be very obvious. There's just there's this people just come and jump on you and want to. No, I'll tell you the most annoying thing. They want to have conversations while you're DJing, like full on conversations, like about your day, about what they did, and you, while you're doing this, you're counting how many minutes you have left and where you're going and what you're going to play next, and are people having fun. It's just kind of like, really, now is the time to be talking, like you want to catch up right now. That for me is because I'm such a perfectionist, my brain doesn't function in, let's have a conversation for 15 minutes while I'm DJing. No, I'm polite, you know. I talk and like, but I'll be like, 1 second, I need to, you know, and then I have to concentrate, or else the music's gonna stop, or أنا هخيش, you know what I mean? There is that element, and then the pushing and pulling and that, but it's coming from excitement. I get it, you know, but like, it's very overwhelming.
yeah, they love you, people.
Yeah.
For sure, they're friends or fans, or
No, sometimes they're people I don't know.
oh.
Okay, yeah.
حد قال لك مرة شغالين تراك؟
كتير عربي.
شغلتيه له احنا في فرح. شغلتيه له.
ممكن عربي, I'm like لا. يعني I'm not, like Arabic has never been my thing, you know, like
I think that's Said هو اللي قال لك شغالي لي عربي اليوم.
لا انت قلت لي no لا كان حد حصل لي مرتين.
هم مش هيشغلوا عربي ولا ايه؟ ده سعيد قاعد بقى شغلوا عايزين نرقص بقى كده, فاهم ازاي؟ عايزين نرقص.
But what I've come to realize, I have to, because you have to call a spade, the country that I live in and the region that I'm in, that people do like Arabic. So what I've done is found versions of some, مش عمرو دياب and Adam Port, but like I found a really cool Kulthum remix. I'm obsessed with it. You know what I mean? Like, these are the things that I will allow myself to play because it's very different to what's being played elsewhere. So I feel authentic to myself. But don't ask me, no offense, برضو to any Arabic singer, you know what I mean? But don't ask me to play Tamer Hosni. It's not my thing. It's just not where I fit in, you know? Like, I don't even know the songs. Like, I don't know the names. I don't know what's cool now. I don't, like, بسمعهم في أفراح. You know what I mean? بس for me, yeah. But it happens. It does. It's not, يعني, can you, ممكن تشغلي لي عربي؟ لا، احنا فريف يا معلم يعني. يعني أيوة, you can't see the people around you هيضربوني أنا يعني, you know, like but I take it with a joke and a smile and, you know, like otherwise how many يعني.
So you're definitely killing it in DJ. There's no question about that. But we also know that you're the co-founder of Scoop Empire. Can you talk about it a little bit? How did it start? How did that idea come about?
ايه اللي خلاكي
ايه اللي خلاكي
من الاخر كده؟
That was 15 years ago. 15 years. Yeah. No, it's okay. This because we're proud of it, you know, like
The company is called
1984. So we have an agency, a PR and digital agency that does events, PR, social media, وكل الكلام ده. It's called 1984, and it started like a year before Scoop. And we have Scoop Empire, which is an online media platform. It's a regional magazine. It's like BuzzFeed, Huffington Post for the Middle East. It covers the whole region. We started Fil Sawra. We were really, really frustrated with how Egypt and the Middle East was being portrayed to the world and the West. And for us, we wanted to be the voice of the Middle East to the world and to the Arab diaspora that's abroad that's frustrated that, no, we look like you, we sound like you, we are definitely more educated with what's happening in the world. We are definitely more educated than you, and we're living life. And CNN sitting and they're like, oh my God, Tahrir, and it's like بيحصل في مربع and everybody else was fine, you know what I mean? For us, the bias that was happening in media, which is we're seeing even more today, was a really, really big red flag. So we were like, why don't we create a platform that is this voice for this generation and the generations that are coming, that people can be proud of their Arab heritage, what's happening in the Middle East, and we're educated. So we have people who are doctors, economists, business entrepreneurs, and they can all speak and write on behalf for the rest of the world. And that took its own life completely. It's I think we reach 30-40 million people a month now.
Yeah, they have a lot of followers.
It's not even the beauty of social media now. It's not even about the number of followers anymore. It's really about the content and the people it falls on. You know, you can have one follower and have 100,000 people looking at your stuff. You know, so it's really, really key. We really again, it's really fun you're asking me these questions because somebody was asking me today. They're like, how do you maintain your authenticity on a platform like this? Because it's natural to have a bias. I'm like, if a client even is somebody that's paying me and something goes viral that they've done wrong, I'm writing about it. And I don't care about losing that sponsor. I don't care about losing that money because we started and we are to be authentic and unbiased. So you're not going to buy me, you know, and this is true. And you're going to find both sides. If we're telling a story, you're going to find the brand side, be it if it's about a brand, and the other side. And you make your educated decision on it.
لا نايس. لا السؤال ده قلناه ورا ما تبصليش ماشي عشان بزيته بيبص لي كده بجنب عينه اللي هو انت بتتكلم فاهم.
طب يلا خد سؤال.
هي اتكلمت على ده.
ماشي خد سؤال.
ابن اختي طالع معايا بجد. لا هو بقى فاهم ازاي عمال يبص لي.
It's your turn. It's your turn.
اتكلم فاهم ازاي.
ايوه
كهربوا اجيب له
بجد احنا طالعين نفرفش كده. اوكي. What advice you give to the new DJs بقى؟ هو برضه سنة بس برضه سنة حلوة فاهمة؟ أو I had
no,
wants
but
to
I
be a
would
DJ.
say she definitely has more experience than a year because of like her events and life.
I would really say cultivate your connections. That is the most important thing. I get the advice of your social media content has to be amazing and you have to post, and I hate these things aslan, but I do it because مضطرة. I don't believe that's obviously that gives a little bit credibility for the places that want to book you. They want your following and all of that. I think that's unfair because growing up in a generation that didn't have this, where it was the DJ was the entertainment, it didn't matter how many followers they had. You know what I mean?
Then they check how many followers.
Yeah, it really makes a
The
difference.
influencers or something would get them
Yeah.
the events and check
Yeah.
how many followers they have.
It's like, how many followers does DJ have? He's not an influencer. He's there to create the mood and the vibe, you know? Like, if I would say cultivate your connections 100%. Build a community around yourself of promoters, venue owners. Really be indispensable, you know what I mean? Be somebody that they can't let go of. So from provide some kind of service, I don't believe in necessarily doing things for free, but if it requires you to get your foot into the door to do one or two things to prove your presence, prove yourself, do it. Yani, take whatever opportunity comes your way, but know your worth. Like, I really am very keen on this. I don't think you need to know your worth and hold tight to it. Somebody doesn't think you're worth that, then shukran, there'll be somebody else. Because a lot of people lower their standards across the board. Any industry, they'll take whatever comes to them for the sake of it.
Actually, the advice you gave is perfectly applied to everyone, especially with connections for Masr دلوقتي. It's one of the most important things to have.
Probably you can bump into somebody in a subway, you know what I mean, and have a 2-second conversation, and this person might be somebody down the line that might. I think a lot, and because we're not a very social society, we don't interact a lot. We interact in our groups and the circles that surround those circles. But I love sitting at a table with a bunch of people I've never met before, and bilaks, it opens your mind, it opens your thoughts, it gives you new ideas, and this is where you cultivate connections and you stay front of mind. That person you might have met in Italy for 5 seconds might remember you and then pass your contact on to somebody else for whatever industry you're in. It's connections is everything.
But before we wrap up, do you have any interesting projects coming up? Anything you want to share with the world?
Belsodfah.
With this
I'm really excited to see how this one plays out. This would be my first like really big event at the Pyramids on the 14th of Feb. Wow. With Francis Mercier. I don't know. I don't want to butcher his name. I'm not French at all, so I don't know.
عشان قلت لك أنا نفسي أروح لإيفنت في the Pyramids, and this would be the only techno event I would go to.
You like it.
Yeah.
It's very Afro fun.
طب خلاص يلا let's
14
Feb ماشي okay.
This is something I'm excited for. Bilax, I like to push myself out of my comfort zone, and this is one of them. I'm excited for this one.
This will be one of the people annoying you.
But like from there, the summer's coming, so there's things I can't really speak about as of yet. But I think this summer is going to be a fun summer for Egypt, yani, not just for me. Like hearing what's happening and what's coming up and all of that, I think that's going to be fun.
I'm excited. I'm excited for summer also with Belsodfah.
Well, نروح نقعد على البحر هناك.
أيوة بالظبط.
على البحر. نقف كده شезлونجين ونشوف اللي معدي بقى. تعالى يا ما اقول.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for having me. This was fun.
It was really fun and joy.
Thank you. All right, guys, that's it for today's episode. Thank you so much.
انت مش كنت حاطط انت بتقرا اوكي مش تمام كمل اصل هو كان حاطط شايفين
احنا بعاني من
بوز مش هنعرف بس هو كان حاطط برضه قال لي بص انا هحط الانترو والاوترو فانا افتكرتك بتكمل عشان بس تبقى بيرفكت.
I'm smooth. انت ما حسيتش ان انا نقلت البيجز ورحت للبتاع. انت بوظت الدنيا.
كمل طب خلاص ما حدش خد باله. نقطة الحته دي يا استاذ محمد.
All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. This is it for today. Don't forget to follow us on social media and let us know your thoughts on today's episode. Subscribe, yes. Until next time, keep exploring, vibing, and always stay.
Thank you. Bye.